Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to my channel for another 1/6 scale custom figure unboxing and review video. Now today we are going to be taking a look at another Night Lord figure from Rovanic Studio. This time it's their V2, but I wanted to go for the blue and grey suit. That's exactly what we have here. Now I got mine direct from Rovanic Studio. They're a custom house, they will make your Batman figure to your specifications. In a way though, they are still unlicensed, so bear that in mind. I have left the link to contact them in the description down below, but this is not a promotional video, this is a review on a figure I picked up for my own personal collection. What we are going to do now is get the box laying flat in the light box and do the unboxing. Here of course we have the box art. It's simple, yet it works perfectly. An image of Batman front and center, yes, that's the figure inside, Rovanic Custom Studio Night Lord, and then some contact links down below. It's the same exact style of packaging that we've seen before. You do have some nice dense foam protecting Batman inside. It's always nice to be greeted with a certificate of authenticity, picturing the figure that you're actually receiving. It's not just a generic image. First in-hand impressions though are very positive. I am loving this super vibrant blue. What we are going to do now though is get all of his accessories laid out in the light box and take a closer look at everything he comes with. Here we have all the parts and pieces that came with mine. Now you will need to make choices to decide which head sculpts or accessories you want your Batman to come with. I kept it relatively simple. 2 head sculpts, one with a neutral expression, the skin tone looks very realistic and I like the whited out eyes. There is a ton of leather texture for the mask itself, plus there is some shading over the top of that. And an angry sculpt. This is very expressive. I haven't decided yet which way I'm going to go in the display, but I am leaning towards the angry sculpt. Just like my other version of Night Lord, you also get a swappable chest symbol. This one is a slightly different shape, but it is made of real leather. You do have some adhesive on the back, so you literally peel the original one off and place this on the spot where the original one was. Once again though, just like I said with the head sculpt, I haven't decided which way I'm going to go yet. And then finally you do get some additional hands. I only opted for 2, but these are unique sculpts. If you remember from the original version, they borrowed some hands from another Batman figure, but these are brand new. There is a ton of leather texture on the surface, and they do very nicely match the finish of the cowl itself. What we are going to do now though is get Batman himself out here and take a closer look. Here we have him standing straight up and down in the light box, no crazy poses or accessories or anything like that. And after I reviewed the black suit version and I immediately contacted Rovanic Studio to make me this one, I had no idea how much I was going to love this figure. This might just be my favorite Batman 1/6 scale figure of all time. Now yes, that's because I'm predisposed to already loving this suit. Frank Miller's design for Batman? Yep, a huge check from me, I love it. Blue and grey suit, another huge check. So I could be potentially a little bit biased, but we're not really here to discuss my opinion, we're more here to discuss the figure from a technical perspective. What we are going to do now though is take him off the rotating turntable, punch in, and take a closer look at the details. Here we have him up close and personal. Now in just a second we will be trying out the other head sculpt, because I'm curious to see which one's going to be my favorite. Starting out with the neutral expression first though, it looks great here. It does sit slightly lower on the neck, giving him this hulking look, but that's accurate to Frank Miller's artwork. I have no complaints here. The only thing that some people may pick up on is that the cowl does have this cracked leather grain texture, whereas the cape simply doesn't. I personally love the material it's made out of. It drapes beautifully, it's very vibrant, and it doesn't really get in your way for posing. Although, it doesn't perfectly match the head sculpt itself. The same thing can be said for the angry expression cowl. I absolutely love this. This is 100% the way I'm going to be displaying him in my collection. Now, the body that they've gone with is massive. I'm pretty sure this is an M35 Fison body. It's fully seamless with a metal endoskeleton on the inside, so he weighs a ton. Now, the suit is a slightly darker grey as compared to the black suit version, which you'll see when we compare them side by side. You still do, though, have a ton of shading for the abs and up here on the sides as well. That's not natural shadow, that's actually painted in, which is a good thing because if it wasn't there, it would look rather bland. You can also see a very subtle amount of shading for the arms as well. Now, you do have real leather gauntlets and some spikes poking through them, plus those brand new hands. The belt is also made of real leather. I love the color and I love the weathering. There are some washers in the crevices so it doesn't look too punchy and vibrant. You also have a real metal belt buckle. Now, this time we do have some blue trunks instead of black from the previous version, and it matches. It's the exact same material as the cape. Now, I might have liked to have seen it be made out of this leather, but at the same time I do like that it matches the cape. Now, you do have an optional removable thigh pouch piece. Now, I do like it there. It is accurate to this particular look for Batman, but it's not permanently attached, so if you don't want it there, you can simply either not get it with yours, or just remove it from time to time to switch him out in the display. You do have some more shading for the legs, and then some very vibrant blue boots. They are one fixed solid plastic piece. We'll talk about how that affects articulation later on, but I like the sculpt. They come up to a point and you do have some tread detailed underneath. You also have some shading in the crevices. They're not just some brand new boots. But overall, yeah, I am so happy with how this guy turned out. Now for a quick side-by-side comparison, here we have the new Night Lord on the left and the original on the right. And as you can see, they look great together. There's no two ways about it, they both have their strengths. But my eye is immediately drawn to the new one. I can't help myself. That blue is just so darn eye-catching. Now, they are on the exact same body. They do share the same mold for the boots. The belts do look identical. But that's where the similarities end. The bodysuit is darker on the new one. He has the yellow ovaled bat symbol, and the material for the cape is way lighter. There is still a ton of cape here, just like there was with the black suit version, but it's not that waxy material. At the end of the day, it's going to have to be up to you to decide which one you prefer. Next up, here we have the Sideshow Batman, and as you can see, he is taller, but he's also a lot skinnier. Now, for me, my all-time favorite look for Batman is from The Dark Knight Returns, so I'm super biased here. But for those of you out there who prefer the darker blue and less detail on the suit itself, then the Sideshow one could be the Batman for you. Just going over articulation. Now, bear in mind this is my personal copy of the figure, so I'm going to be a little bit more careful. I'm sure when you get yours in hand, you can push the joints slightly further than I am willing to go. Now, starting off with the head sculpt, it does look forward and back, swivel and then pivot side to side. The arms will go all the way up, they will go all the way forward and back, butterfly joint at the shoulder that also hinges up and down, swivel at the bicep, double bend at the elbow that does get you past 90, plus a double ball peg for the wrist. The torso does crunch forward and back, swivel and pivot side to side. The legs will go forward an absolutely insane amount. They will go out to there, swivel at the upper thigh, double bend at the knee that does go past 90. You do have a ball joint underneath this boot, but as we discussed, it's one fixed solid piece, so unfortunately, you're only going to get a swivel. Just wrapping up on the Rovanic Studio Night Lord blue and grey suit Batman from The Dark Knight Returns. Now, going into this, I was oh so excited. I told y'all at the start of the video. Now, at the end of the video, can I say that all of that hype was warranted, at least for me? Yes, absolutely, this guy is glorious. There are only two things that hold this guy back from being perfect. Number one, the lack of a display base. That is something that hopefully I can easily rectify. Number two, though, is something that I can't. The lack of a split-cut boot design. The articulation is very clearly a focus here with the all-fabric outfit and the Thyssen body, but you can't go as crazy as I would like with the posing because of those static boots. If they're able to rectify that alone, this guy's going to be perfect, no questions asked. Now, at the end of the day, you do have to really like The Dark Knight Returns to go all in here. Now, this suit for me signifies the return of Batman. After the multi-year hiatus he had retired, he dons this exact suit and gets right back to it. He doesn't let his age stop him, he kicks some serious butt. But at the same time, this figure is going to be rather pricey. It's a handmade custom limited edition figure specific to your specifications. So if you are looking for something on the cheaper side, well, unfortunately, this ain't it. But for me, it was absolutely worth it. The quality of the workmanship, the materials including real leather, yeah, he ticks a lot of my boxes. Now, I have left the contact info for Rovanic Studio in the description down below, but bear in mind this is technically unlicensed because it's a custom handmade piece. While you are down there, why not check out the link to 6 Scale Network, the Facebook group. Come along, chat figures, share photos of your collection, and of course, see what's coming up next on the channel. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next video.